Today we are going to discover one of the most exclusive widgets for Elementor, and that is the mobile menu widget from the Plus Addons for Elementor. With this widget you can build beautiful mobile menus like these ones here. So these are center toggle mobile menus and you can choose among a few different layouts. And of course, these are just examples to show you what's possible, but you can customize any layout to fit your preferences. And you will notice that you can click on these buttons here and they will reveal an off-canvas pop-over menus that look also very professional. And then there is a swiper mode as well if you have a lot of tabs, so you can scroll left to right and right to left. You can also have a fixed or sticky menu like the one we have here at the bottom of our screen. And another very handy feature is the circle mobile menu, which can be used for different types of purposes, like for instance, promoting your social media platforms. Well, hello everyone, my name is Dave from the Plus Addons for Elementor, and today we are going to explore one of the best features from the Plus Addons covering the mobile menu. Now make sure to like and subscribe to our channel as we add 2 new videos on Elementor every week, which will make you an Elementor master in no time. Alright, so let's get started. Very good, so welcome to our WordPress dashboard. So first, let's have a look at all the essential plugins for this project. So first, we need Elementor. So this is our page builder, drag and drop page builder. You can use Elementor Pro as well if you want to, but the free version will do fine. And we also need 2 additional plugins, which are the Plus Addons for Elementor and the Plus Addons for Elementor Pro, because the mobile feature is part of the Pro version. And now let's make sure that our widget is activated, and for this we go to the Plus Settings, Plus Widgets. In the search box, look for Mobile, and this is our very first one here. And as you can see when you hover on top, it's part of the Pro version. And now we have a toggle switch. Make sure this one is enabled as well, and then click Save. After that, we go into Performance, and we are going to clear the cache, purge all cache, click on this, click OK, and then save again, and that's it. All done for the initial settings. Very good, and now we can start creating our page. So we're going to Pages, Add New. We're going to create a new page. So let's give it a title, maybe Mobile Menu, and then we can edit with Elementor. Okay, very good. So before we start designing our own menu from scratch, let me show you a very handy feature if you want to jumpstart your designing process. It's called the cross-domain copy. So as you can see, we have our own demo templates here that you can actually use on your own website. So let's say if you like this one, you can click on it anywhere, and you have copy. So if you click on this, as you can see, now it's copied. If we go back to our web page, if we create a structure, any size structure, now if you right click on it, as you can see, we have plus paste. Now if you do this, in just one click, you re-imported the whole demo immediately on your website. Now, obviously, to see the finished result, we have to go into the responsive mode here and change this to mobile to see it. Okay, so there you go. As you can see, in just one click, we re-imported the whole menu. So that's super easy for us to use. Now, if we click on this big button here in the middle, it will open the pop-over menu. And as you can see, nothing is displaying. And the reason is because we have to import the template as well. So let me show you this now. So if we go back to our demo page here and let's click on this button, as you can see, this is displaying. If you click on it, as you can see, you have another copy button here in green. Now we can copy this one and paste it as well. Now we have to create a template for this. So let's go back to our WordPress dashboard. From here, we're going to Templates and we're going to create a new one. So Add New, and from here, select a section. And now let's give it a name. So let's call it, for instance, Mobile Menu Pop-up. And then let's create our template. Very good. Now again, the same procedure, basically. Click on this. Let's create a structure. And if you right click on it, we can plus paste. And there you go. So that's the content of our pop-over menu. And now we can save this. So let's publish. Very good. Now we can go back to our menu here, and now we can link this template straight to this button here. So this is the extra toggle. So let's click on this. And if we scroll down, as you can see, the content is a template. And now we can select the template we just created. Okay. And this one is called Mobile Pop-up Menu. Very good. So let's update and let's try it now. And as you can see, our pop-over menu is now showing up. Now, one last thing that's important, obviously, this is a mobile menu. So if you go into the advanced section here and you're going to click on responsive, as you can see, you have the option to hide this on desktop and hide it on tablet as well. So this should be enabled, obviously, because you only want to show this menu on mobile devices only. Okay, now let me show you how we can create our own menu from scratch. So we're going to delete this one altogether. There you go. And now we're going to look here for mobile, okay? So this is our widget here. So this is the starting point. So all you have to do is to drag and drop this onto your page. There you go. So our first option is to select our style. So we have style 1 and style 2. So what's the difference between those two? So let me show you style 1. Basically, you have one menu here. If I select style 2, as you can see, it's adding a second one. So what is the purpose of this? Well, basically, if you want to add an extra toggle button, an off canvas menu, so basically like this one here, if I click on this, as you can see, it's opening an off canvas menu. Basically, this section here is considered menu 1. This section here is considered menu 2. And in the middle, you have your off canvas menu button, okay? So this is basically what we have here, menu 1, menu 2. And if you wanted the extra toggle button, which is this feature here, we can enable this. And as you can see, now we have an extra button here in the middle. And this is basically how you can create a centered menu with 2 extra options by the side, okay? And that's basically the only difference between those 2 styles. Now, as you can see, our extra toggle is enabled. Now we can also enable the extra toggle with style number 1. And as you can see now, if you select style number 1, the extra toggle button here is now on your right-hand side. Just about the same as this demo here. As you can see, this is on the right-hand side. If you click on it, it will open the off-canvas menu as well. So these are the 2 styles that we have available. So let's go ahead with style 2, maybe for our demo here. After this, we have the position. You can select fixed or absolute. So what's the difference between absolute and fixed? Well, absolute, basically your menu will be displayed in the section in which you inserted it. So this is our section here at the moment. Whereas if it's fixed, it will be displayed wherever it is based on your window. So you can select, for instance, top or bottom. Okay. So this is fixed compared to absolute. That's the only difference between the two. Okay, very good. So now let's take care of our menu items. So as you can see, we have menu 1 and menu 2. So ideally what we want is to have 2 on the right and 2 on the left, okay? So by default, we present it with 4 of them. So we can delete 2 of them all together. So we can remove 3 and 4, sorry. And we can keep 1 and 2. And then the same with menu 2. So menu 2 will have 3 and 4, okay? So 2 on the left and 2 on the right. So how can you edit and change your content here? Very simply, click on it. And this will open all the different options here. So as you can see, you can select your icon or you can display an image as well. So usually the icon is practical for all your menu tabs here. And the image is usually used for the central button here, which is your extra toggle button. And we've seen very often customers using this with their logo actually, which is very nice because most visitors now would know that if you click on the logo, this will bring you back to the home page. And this would be a very handy feature to use as well. So clearly here you have the option to display the icon and also some text underneath. So as you can see at the moment we have a number 1, but I could put something like, for instance, about, okay? Or you can display the icon on its own. That's really up to you. So if we go back here to our example, all we have here is just an icon that basically explains clearly what it is, but you can have both of them at the same time, okay? Now, don't worry, we can resize the size of our text here very easily in the style section. I'm going to show you this in a moment. So you can change your icon very easily here. Just click on it and you provide it with all these different icons here. So let's say if you wanted to select any of them, feel free to click on any of those. So I'm going to just select this one here randomly and then insert it, okay? And now as you can see, you have a different icon just above your text. And then obviously you want this to be linked to a certain page. So here you can insert the link to your page. So you can use the slug of your page. If, for instance, if this is redirecting to the About Us page, just copy and paste the slug, or you can copy and paste the full URL. That's all the same as well. And then you can add a pinned text as well. So I'm just going to add something here, maybe for instance, hot, okay? Just like this, just to show you what it's like. So as you can see, this is like a small label that's added onto your tab. And this basically will draw the attention if you have, for instance, a special sales or something like this, and you want your visitors to click specifically on this button. This will draw the attention specifically to that point. Now, as you can see, our pinned text here is not displaying in full. It's hidden by the second tab here, item. So for this, we can go to the extra options. And if you wanted to show this in full, basically here you have the pinned text overflow. At the moment, it's hidden. You might want it to be visible. And as you can see now, we can see the full label in itself. So let's go back to our menu section here. So these are basically the only options required to create one item here in your menu section. And then you can repeat the same process with all the other tabs as well from menu 1 and menu 2. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to quickly change 2, 3, and 4. Very good. So just like that, now we have about, why. We also have how and call. So basically 4 different menu tabs. And we still have our toggle menu here, the extra toggle in the middle. So let's take care of this now. So extra toggle, as you can see, it is enabled at the moment. And our first option is to display either an icon or a logo. Again, a lot of customers are using the logo just to display their own logo of the company, which is very nice as well. So let's go ahead with this just to show you how this works. So if I was to select image here instead, we can click a plus here to add our own logo. And let's go ahead with maybe Adidas here, okay? Let's insert this. Very good. Now, as you can see, our logo is displaying there in the middle on top of our text. Now, you can see that this image has a white background, so it doesn't sit in very properly. So what we can do basically is to use a PNG file with a clear background, and the look will be much better. So let me select one with a PNG. This one is a PNG file. Yes, perfect. Yeah. And let's insert this. And as you can see, this looks absolutely great now, doesn't it? And then obviously, depending on the size of the file that you upload it on your website, you might want to resize the image as well. So you can display it in full, and you can reduce the size as well down to 150 by 150. So again, it's really up to you, and it depends on the size of your initial file. And then we have our text here. As you can see, we have 2 letters at the moment, but you can remove the text altogether. If you remove it, as you can see, you can have your logo on its own. Or you can add some text, maybe something like home or something similar, okay? Whatever you wish, you can type it there. Now, the beauty of this toggle switch is that you can link this to an actual page. As you can see, you can link this to a page, or you can use a template. If you use a template, in which case it will open an off-canvas menu like we showed you earlier on in our demo. So basically something similar to this, okay? So here, the template section, you can select which template you want to display. So we have the one that we imported earlier on. As you can see, this one is called Mobile Pop-Up Menu. So let's select this one. And now let's go back to our demo here. So if I click on this, as you can see, it's coming from the top right down our page. But you can change the direction as well. We have another one here. Let me see. This one here is coming from the right, and then it covers the page. And you can do the same here as well. As you can see, the open content direction, right, left, top, or bottom. So I'm just going to select right because it's just the first option here. And then you can select different styles as well. So let's just keep it as it is for now, and let's just have a quick preview, okay? So we update, and now let's have a look at our front end. And as you can see, there it is, our menu, just like we created it. So all our main elements, our main structure is in place. So let's go back to editing our menu here. So we can select among 2 different styles as well when you open the actual off-canvas structures. So as you can see, we have style 1 at the moment. So let me show you the result. If I click on this, now as you can see, we'll slide from the right-hand side and then open. And then if we select style 2 this time, let me update. And now if we go back here and click on this, as you can see, we have some sort of rounded shape to fill up the page, okay? So that's the only difference between the two. Again, it's a matter of preferences and taste. And then here you can select the content width. So you can select among 2 different options. You have content width and height and full width and height. So at the moment, basically, it's just taking the full screen, but maybe you want to divide some of it. Maybe you want only to take 30% of the right-hand side, and so on and so on. In which case, if you select this, you can then select which width you want to assign to your off-canvas menu. Okay, and then we have our extra options. Before we go there, I'm going to remove the home text here. because in a minute we are going to stylize our menu and it will look better without it. Okay, so let's go to extra options now. And from here, our first option is to display. So what can we display and how? We have swiper and we have columns. So what's the difference between the two? So this is our swiper menu. So basically you can swipe from the left to the right and so on, you know. So this is when you have more than 4 items, when it's broader than the width of your actual phone. And we have the other one is columns. So what is the difference between the two? So basically if you select columns, it'll be fixed. It won't move basically, okay? So in which case you need to make sure you have the right amount of items, the right amount of tabs to be displayed on your screen. Now we have the active page indicator. So let's click on this now. So this feature is for when one of the visitors, for instance, click on the About Us page. When they arrive on the About Us page, it becomes the active page. And then you can show this basically, you can stylize the button in itself using that feature. And the pin text overflow here, basically that's for our hot section here, so visible or hidden. Again, we touched up on that already. Now let me show you how you can stylize the whole menu here to look maybe to something similar like this, okay? So let's go ahead with that. So we're going to style. So let's close this. So you have all these different options here. So as you can see, we have a bit of a wide gap in between those. So for this, we're going to menu style and we're going to remove the outer padding. So let's set that to 0. As you can see now, we have no spacing in between. And then maybe we can change the background color as well. So background type here and then select a color. So let's go with the blue, maybe, you know, something like this. This is fine. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Now let's take care of our toggle style here. So basically this button here in the middle. So let's do something similar. So as you can see, you can change the size of it altogether and you can have equal height. So X and Y axis will change the size automatically, as you can see now. And we can change the border radius. So let's round it up all together, just like this. Okay, fully round it. And now this is just about perfect. Well, let's keep it like this and let's add a background color. So let's select maybe a white, okay, just like this. And now what we need to do is to add some blue around this. So we will see that the button is rounded. And for this, we have to go into content background style, okay? And right here, we're going to add a background color and we're going to select the same color as we had before, just like this. And now as you can see, our button in the middle is round as well. Just the same way we have it on this menu here. And let's round those edges as well. And for this, we're going to change the border radius to 50, exactly the same. As you can see, perfect. And one more option I'm going to show you is the pin text option here, which is basically this one. And obviously you can change everything here as well. You can change the text color and the background color as well. So let's add a color and let's turn this red, just like this. And as you can see, this is how you can change all the different settings. Obviously, there is a lot of options, so feel free to play around and tweak things around based on your own preferences, okay? So let's go back to our menu here. And now let me show you the last option, which is the Circle Mobile Menu. So for this, we're going to go back to this section here and we're going to look for Circle, okay? And let's drag and drop it here. And to show this feature, let me hide the other menu then. Let's hide it all together. There you go. We can focus on this one mainly. So at the moment, as you can see, if I click on this, it will open up the social media icons in the shape of a circle, which is our option here. As you can see, circle, but you can also select straight, in which case, if I click on it, as you can see, it will open up those social media icons by the side. So these are different options. Obviously, it's just a matter of preferences and taste. And as you can see here, you can select among 2 different styles as well. So as you can see, this is just the label in itself, and this one is showing the whole complete icon. Okay, so let's go with circle for now. And here underneath, you have the list of the menu icons that you want to display. So if I hover here, as you can see, we have Twitter, Instagram, we have Facebook, LinkedIn as well. Maybe you want to remove one of them, or maybe you want to add another one. It's very easy done. To delete one, just click on it. To add a new one, just click add new item, okay? And from here, you can start filling out your details. So if I hover here on top, as you can see, this is our new one that we just added. So with the icon of a bank, obviously you can change that very easily. So the first thing you want to change is your icon. So click on this. and you can select any of them. So let's look, for instance, for, let's say, YouTube, okay? And then we can click on this one. And now if we hover on top, as you can see, now we have the YouTube icon. You can see those one have a tooltip title on top here. As you can see, it's up to you. You can have it or not. But if you wanted to add one, so let me add XXX here just to show you. As you can see, this is how easy you can add or remove it, okay? So let's leave it blank for now. And then after this, obviously, you can link this to your URL or an email or phone or no link at all. So normally you would select URL and link this to your social media profile. And then in which case you can just copy and paste the URL here where the hashtag is. Now, clearly, if you have visitors on your website, you want them to remain on your website. But if they want to visit your social media platform, you don't want them to leave your website. You want them to open that in a new tab, obviously. So what you can do is to click on this little gear here and tick this box here, open in a new window. So this is what's going to happen. So your website will stay open in one window and then open it in another one, which is probably better, you know. Now, at the moment, if I hover on top, as you can see, we have all the same colors, but maybe you want to make it visually more appealing. Maybe for YouTube, you want to use the red. Maybe for Twitter, you want to use the blue from Twitter, and so on and so on. So how can you do this? Very simply, if you scroll down the page, as you can see, you have the color here. And from here, you can change the color of the icon and the color of the background. So let's go with a white icon on a red background because the YouTube is red, obviously, you know, there you go. And if we look now, there you go, that looks more like a YouTube icon, doesn't it? And you can easily do that with all the other social media icons as well. And the rest of the options, to be honest, are pretty self-explanatory. You know, you can change your icon position as well. So at the moment, it's just absolute, so it's contained within this section, or you can have it fixed as well, and then you can define where you want it on your screen, okay? So you can change it from the left, from the right, etc., etc. So let's just put it back to absolute for now. And then the last one, the extra option, this is all related basically to the animation itself. So as you can see, it's coming out at a certain pace, and you can change the icon delay, the speed, and so on and so on. And finally, one last option, this one here, if I click on quick menu, is going to open a pop-up window here. So if you want to learn how to do this, check the link in the description below. For this, you need the pop-up builder feature. That's it for now. If you liked and learned something new in this video, then feel free to share with your friends and make sure to hit the like and subscribe button so that YouTube knows that you loved this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.